First thing that come into your mind when you hear the following words, okay?
Alright.
Let's start.
Yes.
So, Ratan Tata,
Poise,
entrepreneurship,
women,
youth,
India.
Hello everyone, I am Srishti Kaur and today we are in conversation with the superwoman, Mrs. Kritika Kohli. She's a writer, an entrepreneur and an activist. She has this very unique idea and I would say it's very new in the town, Thinksta. So without wasting much time, let's get into conversation with the lady of the moment,
Thank you so much,
Kritika
Srishti.
Kohli.
Thank you for the warm introduction.
Ma'am, like I just said, Thinksta. Can you please explain what is Thinksta?
So basically, Thinksta is a company and we are into training, placement and content development. So this I've been doing since 2017, but I launched the brand this very year.
Right.
And you'll be surprised, this was basically very publicized after Corona.
Okay.
And now talking about what exactly we do. So we offer trainings at our training institute. We offer a range of courses here at our training facility in Bakshi Nagar.
Right.
And then we also offer a range of online courses. So what are these courses about? Our key course is a spoken English and personality development course, which we offer to children, adults, professionals,
Right.
people of all age groups.
Right.
Apart from that, we offer online courses, the same courses. And then there are since I'm a writer, we also offer a lot of writing based courses
Right.
like short stories and poetry and stuff, such stuff. We are also into corporate trainings.
Right.
Most of the trainings I take myself. So we do these trainings in whatever corporate is there in Jammu and outside of Jammu and Kashmir. And we offer trainings in colleges and universities. There are several programs which we do. Some are commercial and some are you can say charity. A lot of stuff like that
Right.
to promote entrepreneurship and gender development. Such things are also there. And our second arm is placements. So we try to meet, you can say, a company's job, you can say, requirements, and we try to
Right.
match those candidates
Yeah.
with the profiles they ask for. And thirdly, we are also into content development, which is basically that we help people write books.
Right.
And if somebody has already written a book, we help them
Yeah.
edit that book. We
Okay.
develop not only literary books, but also you can say textbooks and other content, like some company would require training manuals and such stuff. This is also available. Then a lot of web content is also being prepared by us, which is like website content, blogs, presentation and such things are there.
So many things,
Yes.
huh? So, how did you come up with this idea? It's very unique idea. So, what was the history behind it?
So this is very interesting. So I have a lot of corporate exposure, you can say. Initially, I was working with brands such as GBM Group, HDFC Bank, Tata Tele Services, so many companies I worked in. And I was also a writer. So there was this, you can say, fire inside of me, and I always wanted to create something of my own. So while I wrote books, paintings and such things, I was always, you can say, curious about founding my own brand. But I never knew where to start. So I'll say that the experience and the exposure did me good. I got married and without any expectation, like it was the least expected that I'll move back to Jammu.
Right.
But it happened. And when I came here, it was very, very nice. I think it is sheer serendipity for me because I came here and that gave me an opportunity to explore myself.
Right.
And I didn't waste any time. I'll simply say that I don't know how this happened. Blessings of the Almighty, or maybe I got time to think. It was very, very empowering to actually, you can say, come up with something that I had been not sure of, or I had been conceptualizing for many years, but I never
Right.
knew where to start. So what happened was, I needed to play safe since I was not already an entrepreneur. And my own family, we were not like a business. We are not a business family.
Okay.
So I'm married into a business family, so that was also, you can say, they offered me a lot of advice. So I started with a workshop and I was very confused, like anyone would be. I was not very sure whether this would be very successful or not.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give my best to people, so I just curated a program of 10 days.
Okay.
And I launched this, you can say, workshop in summer vacation in the month of June. And I got really good response because I found, because I was doing research before launching this program, and I found that we don't have good courses pertaining to this here in the town. So they teach accent and they teach weird things, but they don't teach, you can say, the
True.
basics of
Yeah.
reading and writing, and people lie, like they say that spoken English is only spoken English. So I offered a course wherein people get to read and listen and write, and after everything they get to speak, and then they learn the, you can say, nuances and little things about public speaking and all of that. So this workshop was nice, and we like ran out of seats, and you can say
It was a house full.
yeah, it was a house full, and then the workshop happened repeatedly, like once and twice, and then a third
Okay.
time. And then I was like, no, I need a facility for this. So I renovated some space, and I turned it into a center, and then I started doing this full time. And this grew and grew and grew, and then we kept adding more courses, and we kept diversifying, and we kept adding more content. So then I was like, now there's no option left. I need to register this as a brand.
Totally.
And I got this done this year, and just when it was done, Corona happened.
So, when I talk about entrepreneurs, then Jammu can be a very challenging destination. Do you have any experience as such, or something you would like to share?
Yes, it is challenging because people are not aware. First of all, there are a lot of schemes that the government is running, but I'll say that I'm no better than anyone else, because it's not like that. Although we try to read and we find out, it's not very accessible to all of us. And secondly, being a woman entrepreneur is very challenging because we don't have a very good network of women entrepreneurs here, like we have in other cities.
True.
It's like women have been doing business, and they have their networks, and they do business between themselves. So such things are there. Men are very reluctant to do business with women. So such things are there. There are less opportunities, and
True.
when it comes to investment now, you know about several gender issues that you can say inundate our place. So a lack of capital is a key one. So no woman has capital with her when she's to start something. So she's not aware where to get that capital from, right? All of the money that our parents reserve for ourselves is just for our wedding and our education, and after that nobody wants to invest in a business for their daughter or something like that. It's rare, right? So such challenges are there, and I don't think that our community is very, you can say, how do I say, I think they're not very, you can say, it's not a very harmonious community in the sense that people would, you can say, build each other up in terms of encouraging new entrepreneurs and all. So it's like for most things, the system with the government is already set, so the players are already there. So if a newbie, you can say, comes into the picture, then it's very hard for themselves
To establish.
to establish themselves. Yes.
So, keeping in scenario the current outburst of this pandemic, it has affected several startups and several businesses. Has it affected ThinkStar to any extent?
Yeah, so what happened was, like I said, it wasn't a big difference initially because I was just launching a brand. I was just, you can say, working on publicizing the word ThinkStar. So the center was already there, the other services were already there,
Right.
people knew me. But then what happened with Corona was our center was a physical, you can say, thing that people knew that, okay, this is this center where we ought to go and do our courses. Suddenly the outbreak happened and we were forced to shut down. So I'd say that I shut down even before the government, you can say, announced the shutdown. I just was very worried for the kids, and there was total uncertainty, so I was not sure what to do. I just thought that maybe this was going to last a few days, and then we'll reopen, so it doesn't matter. I'll work on this and that. And I have other things to do, so I was like, let me just focus on the other things. But when I realized that this is here to stay, then I was like, okay. The good thing was that when I launched the company, I already was of the mind that we are going to offer online courses. So we were in the process of coming up with our website, and I was already working on the content. So initially I just shut down operations and I sat in my pajamas and I worked on the content for my online courses. So I took a break of, you can say, a month, and then on 1st May I launched my online programs. So for me, the shutdown was, you can say, a challenging time only in the sense of having to adjust very quickly and not getting the opportunity to rely on my core business, which is like people come in, people pour in, there is a lot of footfall, and that translates into money for us. So suddenly that was, you can say, that just stopped. So it took me a month and a half to rework everything, but I'm very happy that, you can say, the word of mouth and everything was very positive. And on May 1, when we launched all of our online programs, the response was very good. Obviously, everybody has suffered some sort of a cut, and some sort of discounting has happened for everyone. So that's true for me as well, but then we are not you can say very badly struck or anything. This came out to be as a very good opportunity in the end, because I always wanted to you can say launch online programs.
We can take it in a positive way.
And see, the acceptance of those online programs happened, no? Everybody
Yeah,
had no option
suddenly.
now. They
Yeah.
had to do the online courses.
And it has to be there someday. So it was just a kickstart.
And the amount of hard work I've done this year is like more than any previous years. So I think it's all good.
Completely.
We learned a lot.
Good takeaway.
Yes.
So, the country we live in, India, is known to be a country of youngsters. We have young people, in every part of the country. So, what ThinkStar has to offer for youngsters? What youngsters can take away from ThinkStar?
Yeah, so this is a company for youngsters. Why? Because primarily we are into teaching personality development, and you can say bring forth your own self. So this is about giving confidence to our youth, right? Let's not talk about India, because right now we are just limited to our state. So when I talk about Jammu and Kashmir, I think the youth of Jammu and Kashmir are very talented, and I always say in all of my interviews that we are very lucky because we have a very diverse environment over here. So we have Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, and from different communities and different cultures are there. So people have a lot of exposure in terms of that. They are, you can say, very open-minded also.
True.
The only thing that they lack is quality, you can say, education avenues. So we have good private school, right? But even at, you can say, at their level, the primary education is not that good. And even when they do all of these activities and things are improving, they don't have, you can say, dedicated centers where they teach public speaking and such things. So this is the only, you can say, thing where our youth can improve, and this is precisely what we are offering. And then placements. So when we talk of placements, children just opt for a course because one amongst their relatives would say that this is the hot job, so you just do this. So they don't work on their passions, they don't work on building themselves. So this is what we teach here. We groom people to make choices according to what they are inherently talented in. So they make such choices, and then we offer them placement according to what they would fit in, rather than you can say forcing them to join anything that is available. So all of this. Plus, there are a lot of opportunities for writers and poets.
Basically, it's a take for everyone. Everyone can get some sort of benefit from it. So in the end, do you have any message for the people in the town? Do you have something to say?
My message is only this, that now guys, we are headed for a big economic crisis. You already know that about 26 million jobs have been lost in our country, and don't think that it is going to be a cakewalk for you to clinch a job in the future. While this is very depressing on the one side, this is also, you can say, there is a big opportunity in the sense that most of us will now be driven to take up entrepreneurship, and it is the only way we can pull India out of the crisis that it is in. So more and more boys and girls should opt for, you can say, entrepreneurship, and they should actually work on their creative ideas. Instead of, you can say, seeking a job, they should be a job giver, a job provider. So this is about it. All the best.
Thank you so much. So we were in conversation with the superwoman, Mrs. Gitika Kohli Amla. Thank you so much for watching this interview. I am Srishti Kaul and you are watching Jammu Voice News.